Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Drawing with Hannah, and today I'm going to be doing something similar to my last drawing video, but I'm going to make a couple changes, as you'll see later on. This camera angle is facing upward instead of what I did last time with the camera facing down. Again, I'm trying to work on perspective. Yes, I did use references for this. You could see the first image that I used was a lady posing. I did make sure to exaggerate the pose a little bit more, moving the hips forward a little bit and moving the hands around because I wanted to balance it out a little bit more. I also made sure to exaggerate the pose a little bit more just because this is a cartoon character. This recording was originally like 15 minutes long. I made it a lot shorter just because there have been a lot of stuff that never ended up making it into the final product. Different color palettes. I also did a different way of doing line art. Usually what I will do is I'll add a new layer onto my sketch, and then I'll just do the line art with very clean and just in one thickness. But when I tried doing that with this, it just turned out like really flat, especially because I wanted it to look like an upwards angle, So I decided to do something different. You'll probably see the line art is not all the same thickness. There are some areas of it that are much thinner and some areas that are much thicker. And I really liked how that turned out. How I did it was I just took the sketch and refined it more. I'd say that it took about as long as it would with regular line art. I was surprised that it didn't take as long, it's still tedious, but I didn't hate doing it, and I think it turned out much better. Another thing that I changed from what I originally thought was I wanted to make the clothes more detailed than they actually are. You'll notice that the shoes have more detail than the upper parts of her, and I did that on purpose because I wanted the viewer or the audience to look at the shoes first. Sorry, if you heard that, that's fireworks. It's New Year's Eve right now, so sorry if you hear fireworks in the background. Anyways, I made the shoes have more detail because I want the audience to look at the shoes first and then make their way up to her face. I probably need to work on that more, but, that's all right with me. There's always something that you need to improve on, and I think that's one of the things I need to improve on. Now we're moving on to the background. You will see that I don't actually end up doing the middle section of the background, and that's just because I got too lazy. I was like, oh, the character's going there, so why not? Why would I bother, painting it there? It ends up being okay, I guess. Whenever I put the character back into the frame, you still see the white in some areas, so I have to go back in and, fix it. This background, this was the background I was talking about. It was kind of a tedious process. Same kind of cityscape as I did with my last drawing, but different angle and different color palette. The color palette I used was from an image I found on Google, because I wanted it to be kind of like a neon kind of thing, and I needed inspiration for color palettes, so I just, went on Google and searched something up. Sorry. So, I did this cityscape like twice. This is the second time that I did. The first time I tried didn't turn out very well, so I cut that part out because that's part of the reason why the time-lapse was like originally 15 minutes long. So the cityscape was pretty tedious, I'd say. That's pretty much it for now that I want to talk about for the drawing. One thing that I do want to talk about is school and how I'm on winter break right now. School's starting in a couple of days, which is kind of sad, but I'll get to see friends again. There's some positives. One of the biggest negative, though, is that when I go back, we're going to be doing a math unit that is like, my math teacher told me that it's like really hard. The problem with it being really hard is that, I haven't been doing math for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I'd say. And we're going to immediately jump into like the hardest unit. And by hardest unit, I mean that the average for this unit is like a 40. And he's one of the better teachers. He's a really good teacher, I'll say. He is a good teacher. I might talk about that later on. I really hope it's not as bad as he says it is, because he seemed like he seemed like he already knew we were going to fail or something. I really hope that doesn't happen, because starting off with a 40 does not do well, and it'll be really hard to, you know, dig myself out of a hole by starting at a 40, you know. But you know, that's something for future me to worry about. I just need to think about the now. I've talked about that in the past, in one of my past videos. I'm like, I just need to focus on the now, and like leave the concerns to future me, I should say. This drawing is almost done. Just a couple details I need to add and some lighting. You'll see I brought the image back up onto the screen because I needed help doing, like, you know, the concrete that looks kind of like covered in water, like it had just rained. I have trouble doing that sometimes, but I think it turned out okay, I'd say. There's been multiple times where I had to redo this part, and that's what also made the time-lapse kind of long, I'd say. But, you know, once again, it turned out pretty well. The character's going to come back in a second, and I'll be filling in the blank parts. Yeah, as you see, yeah, there's, when I pull her back in, I realize, yeah, I need to fix this. So, yeah, I go back in, and I fix all the parts in the background. And then after I do that, I just, I do some lighting work on her. It looks kind of muddy right now, and that kind of concerned me, but after I started adding some shadows and highlights, it turned out better. You know, I was kind of concerned when I added the aura lighting. My last video, something that's different is I added 2 colors instead of 4 colors, which are on the character, I'd say. So it's like blue, green, no, it's blue, purple, orange, and red. Yeah, blue, purple, orange, and red instead of blue and red. So I think she turned out pretty well, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.